Welcome everyone to what is officially my first review video. I hope you all enjoy it and let me know your thoughts in the comments. To get us kicked off, a young Cherokee, an old Cherokee, and a couple of rednecks walk into a bar.
Get lost, asshole.
The old Cherokee says,
I sense great change on the winds.
The young Cherokee responds,
Save it, grandfather. You know I don't go for that shit.
Then the two rednecks start a fight and space aliens come down and kidnap everyone. Sure, that wasn't a very funny joke, but it does happen to be exactly how the 2006 game Prey starts out. And if you're thinking that's corny, well, it is. It's also a perfect lead into what ended up being one of the best and most original games I've ever played. If you haven't heard of the 2006 Prey, you may be more aware of the reboot that was released in 2017 by Bethesda and Arcane Studios. And while it was a reboot, it really shares nothing with the plot of the original game. In fact, there's so little in common between the Bethesda release and its predecessor, you could hardly consider it a reboot at all. This is something I was personally disappointed by because the original 2006 game was designed with some great gameplay features that, at least I feel, were begging to be expanded on. Prey 2017 was a good game in its own right, but I would have loved to have seen it grow from the original title, rather than simply being a different game with the same name. A sequel had been planned by the original studio, but unfortunately fell into development hell. The original Prey was developed by Human Head Studios for 3D Realms. The game was created on a modified version of the id Tech 4 engine and featured stunning graphics for the time of release. And while the character models aren't much to look at these days, the levels and environments were beautifully designed, ranging from your standard sci-fi corridors to massive scenes of alien space. In the game, you play Damasi, aka Tommy, a Cherokee native who, as noted earlier, gets abducted by vicious aliens along with his grandfather and his girlfriend, Jen. As expected, Tommy has to fight his way through this strange alien ship, defeat his abductors, and eventually rescue his girlfriend. Sure, it's a little unique around the edges, but not remarkably original as a plot goes. The thing that really makes this game shine is the execution. In good first-person shooter fashion, you start with just a basic weapon and occasionally find more useful weapons as you make progress.
Oh yeah, this'll do some damage.
Combat and enemy encounters are rather standard, although navigation around the ship is far from it. You encounter portals that let you travel into other areas seamlessly. You may say these orange and blue-rimmed ovals look almost identical to those in the game Portal from Valve, which actually wasn't released until a year after. Every once in a while you'll notice a cargo box, and instead of seeing inside the box, you see a window into an entirely different room. It's surreal, and it doesn't end there. The gameplay of Prey uses gravity-shifting switches, as well as energy ramps that let you walk across walls and ceilings, which not only creates a more interesting way to navigate through the ship, but also makes enemy firefights much more exciting. On top of that, Tommy learns spirit walking, which allows him to leave his physical body to find secrets and uncover paths through the ship. Your spirit body is armed with a bow and arrow that you can use against enemies, but doing so depletes your spirit energy. Another interesting deviation from the standard shooter is that you never really die in the game. If an enemy takes all of your health, you end up in the spirit realm, where you have a limited amount of time to shoot a swarm of spirit stingrays. Each successful hit refills your health for when you're eventually resurrected. Imagine a shooting gallery minigame that keeps you alive. Even the dialogue seems perfectly spaced to keep immersion without feeling intrusive. While it wasn't a very long game, it pioneered some wonderful gameplay elements. I first played Prey in the late 2000s, and I have to say that playing it again in 2021 has been a blast. I had no problems getting it to run on Windows 10, and there are mods available that can help you improve the graphics for more modern machines. If you can find yourself a copy, it's well worth a playthrough.